Hello, and another very warm welcome. Actually, it is very warm here where I am in Canada right now, to Tuesdays at 2. My name is Martin Buckland, and each week I talk about a different topic relating to career management. So, Tuesdays at 2, this is episode 186. Today's topic is halfway through, what is recruiting like today? So, in preparation for this Tuesdays at 2, I did a lot of research. I put a lot of calls into executive recruiters across the world or emails, and I asked them what was hiring, what did their take, because they have a good understanding. So do I, but I wanted to cement it. I wanted to firm it up. So I put calls into executive recruiters across the world on all the major continents, and 51 executive recruiters replied. And I wanted to know their take on the recruiting as it is right now across the world. Now, it does vary slightly according to region and then region to country, but really what it was, it cemented what I thought. And so having had clients, I mean, I got clients right now in 29, maybe 30 different countries. So I am a global. I work with clients to advance their careers in across the world, and it sort of solidified what I thought. So they all said, except for one, all said that hiring was very strong, very robust, um, all functions, all industries, all sectors, all levels, and across all geographies. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. More so here, well, I asked them, well, what do you think is the hottest place in the world? And the general consensus of opinion was um, North America. So both here in Canada, where I am, and the US is probably the hottest right now. In fact, the US is probably really, really hot. So, well, it is here in Canada because we're on the verge of a huge skill shortage. So, robust hiring in North America, but Europe is good. Middle East is good, although Middle East is starting to calm down a little bit, and Asia, Southeast Asia, and then the other parts of Asia, China, Hong Kong, and Singapore, and Australasia are really good too. So North America is the really hotbed. If anybody's got any comments, please put them in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to answer them as we go through this Tuesdays at 2. Um, so North America is literally the hotbed where I am right now here in Canada, and the US is the hotbed of executive or just recruitment generally. All levels, all functions, all industries, all sectors, and all geographies across North America. So then I asked, well, what were the functions? And then I had to do a lot of tabulation. But it was interesting to see what was the hottest function. So I've noted them down. The top five functions that are very robust, very strong in hiring right now. Number one is supply chain logistics. It's there is a shortage of good supply chain logistics professionals across the world. So that's really good. It has been since just before COVID, well, during COVID, when it was really stretched to the limit. Resources were stretched to the limit. Assets were stretched to the limit, and I think patience was stretched to the limit. But now that has kind of settled down. But number one is supply chain. Number two, and it'll always be in the top five. Doesn't matter what the economy is, what recruiting is, will always be in the top five because it's a great function. Is sales. Now that covers B2C, business to consumer, B2B, business to business, B2G, business to government, B2E, business to enterprise, and then distribution sales, channel sales, and all that around it. So sales generally as a function, because we always have to sell. But salespeople always have to sell. Doesn't matter, even in bad times. Sales are hot because companies have to survive, and sales is where the revenue comes from, etc. So then number 3 is marketing. Marketing is hot, doesn't matter what type of marketing. Obviously, digital marketing is the way of the world right now, but traditional marketing, integrated marketing, experiential marketing, they are all hot across the world. So number 1 is supply chain. Number 2 is sales. Number 3 is marketing. Number 4, this sort of caught me off guard a little bit. I wasn't expecting it to be in the top 5. Is strategy. Now, strategy is an interesting topic. It can be construed as many different variations of. It covers a lot of different functions, but strategy is a rising function. So if you are a strategist, I would suggest that you really elevate your impact and thought leadership, if you want to call it that way, as a strategy leader. And that way you can take advantage of the uplift in strategy, recruiting for strategy. And then number 5, I didn't know which one it was going to be. It was a toss-up between this one and finance, but operations actually came in quite some way ahead of finance. So let's go through those again. Number 1 is supply chain. Number 2 is sales. Number 3 is marketing. Number 4 is strategy. And number 5 is operations. So then to take that a step further, I went to ask these executive recruiters, and I had a fair understanding of this as well, working globally in many sectors, many industries, and whatever with clients. What were the hottest industries? And this came as no surprise to me. Number 1, because I am also a global expert in this sector. I specialize in this sector, is mining. There is an acute shortage of mining engineers. Well, from the rock bottom all the way through, when you graduate out of mining school or university, all the way through to the senior executive. And of course, where I am right now, here in Canada, that's the global headquarters of mining. 81% of the world's head offices for mining are here in either Toronto or Vancouver. And there are mines opening galore in the province of Ontario. New mines being, they've gone past the exploration stage and now in the starting to dig and to get the mine and get the operations going. So mining was number 1 in the industries, that by a long shot. And then consulting was just, this sort of surprised me. Consulting was number 2. So management consulting, and then you break that down into various niches of consulting, and tier 1 and tier 2. So the tier 1s are the big global companies like KPMG, EY, PwC, Accenture, Deloitte, and there's one other, but and then the tier 2s are the next level down. So consulting is what they said, which caught me sort of off guard. Was very interesting. Was number 2, and then number 3. And this is always, we're always going to need this. Doesn't matter whether what the economy is. CPG, so consumer packaged goods. We're always going to need food. We're always going to need stuff to fill our houses, whether you're a junkie and you buy extra stuff, or whether you're just buying the basics. We always need CPG stuff. So number 3 was CPG. Number 4, and I expected this to be alternate with CPG or even consulting. Number 4 is leisure/tourism. So that really took a massive hit during COVID, but gradually, surely, it's come back, and now it's on a roll. You look at airlines, you look at hotels, you look at cruise lines. They're all fully booked, and resorts across the world, and different options. There's some new options coming down all the time. I mean, you can travel the world now, and it's very, very buoyant. So tourism slash leisure is number four. And then number five was transportation and cargo. So that goes with rail freight, LTL, and the other tractor transport freights, across continents and whatever. So the truck, uh, LTL, and then ocean, and then air. So those are the key elements within that field. So rail, um, trucking, um, ocean, and air. So those go hand in hand with the supply chain as well, which is on a roll. So that kind of sector, we always have to have stuff. Although they are saying that less stuff is now coming from China, because a lot of countries are now reverting to making products within their own country. I know that we are here in Canada, manufacturing's coming back big time. So if you are in manufacturing, then it's a great industry, or looking to go into manufacturing. It's a great industry, because the future is pretty damn good, because we are pulling away from China, and the same in the States, and I think the same in Europe. So that's a very interesting sector. So let's run through those again. The industries. Number one, by a long shot, is mining. Number two is consulting, both tier one and tier two. Number three is CPG, so consumer packaged goods. Number four is leisure slash tourism. And number five is transportation, cargo. So freight. So that's it. Very interesting. It got me thinking a lot, got some of the executive recruiters to ask some probing questions and thinking a lot as well. And they're in the trenches there all the time. So it was an interesting exercise to go through. If anybody's got any questions, I'm more than happy to take them. Please put them in the comments. I won't be here next week. I'm taking a break. So the next one will be Tuesday, July the 2nd, and it will be the top 6 interview tips. Now, you're so close to getting that job, and you're at the interview, you're at the final stages. You don't want to mess it up right now. You spend a lot of blood, sweat, and tears going through that job search. So take a few tips on the 6 tips I'm going to give you on LinkedIn, but you can't get enough tips. Take them from everybody. The more you learn, the better you are. So, and interviews is tough. People get nervous, and for various reasons, and it's understandable, because you are at that crux now, very close to reaching the goal of snagging that job. So don't mess it up. So on July the 2nd, the top 6 interview tips. I won't be here for Tuesdays at 2 next week. I'm taking a break, but I will be back on July the 2nd with those top 6 interview tips. If anybody's got any topics or any questions that's on their mind, doesn't have to be related to today's topic about recruitment across the world, please come forward now before I close this off. And if anybody's got a topic that they want me to talk about, I'm more than happy to do that. But please go to my YouTube channel and press the subscribe button and the bell button, where you will be notified of all future videos to come. If you want one video, I will more than happy shoot it in the next few weeks. But please go to my YouTube channel and press the subscribe button and the bell button. If anybody wants a free, no obligation, 30-minute Zoom call to go through their resume, their CV, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm going to bring my my email up here. There it is, Martin at aneliteresume.com. Mention that you were here in the title and of the email, and I'm more than happy to give you a free, no obligation 30-minute Zoom call. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I work globally. The world is flat to me, and I love working with international clients. So, very culturally sensitive, and then send it to me, your resume or your CV, and then we'll set up a 30-minute Zoom call. If you want a LinkedIn audit, I'm more than happy to go through your LinkedIn from top to bottom. But I do say for both of those, the resume, CV, and the LinkedIn, I say it as it is because you only get one chance to make that first impression. So, unless anybody's got any questions, I will wrap it up. I will see you July the 2nd when we're going to be talking about the top six interview tips. And I'm here for anybody for free resume critique or LinkedIn critique, and please go to my YouTube channel. I will see you in 2 weeks' time for another Tuesdays at 2. Remember, do something this week to manage your career.